Welcome back to the Reformed Athlete. This is our first ever Winner's Circle segment, and I cannot explain how excited I am to bring these forward. So a little background before I get into it. If you guys heard my first episode from season 3, the Winner's Circle is a weekly segment that I am bringing on to the Reformed Athlete as a way of helping you truly embrace and discover with actionable steps the champion mentality. And the thing about the Winner's Circle is this is not going to be cute little fun hype KP. This is where the tough love comes out. This is where the inner coach that tells you what you need to hear and not necessarily what you want to hear comes out. So I'm telling you right now, there's some things you're going to hear me say where you might be like, yikes, that's kind of hard to hear. Damn girl, you didn't have to call me out like that. Exactly. That's why I'm saying it. So if you're not someone that does well off of tough love, you might want to skip the segment, or it might be exactly what you need. This might be exactly what you need to wake you up and bring you into the reality where you're actually going to achieve the things you want. This isn't the reality where you're like, oh yeah, I don't know why I just keep failing at this goal, or I keep not succeeding, or for some reason I just cannot achieve this level, whatever it is. Whatever that is for you, this is the segment that is going to help you get over that, okay? And today we are bringing forward a discussion that was very relevant and important to my week. For those of you that have been paying attention, I am in fight camp right now. I have uploaded the fight camp files here on YouTube if that's where you're watching this. So go ahead, follow that if you want to keep along with my fight camp journey. Otherwise, I'm having my amateur Muay Thai debut, and there's a lot that goes into a fight camp training. Okay, this is not your everyday average doing a class for cardio, for a sweat, for fun, doing a lift just for the hell of it. This is, wow, I am training for a goal. There is a very specific reason behind every action that you're doing, and you're probably doubling whatever it is that you were doing before. Okay. Excuse me. And so this week, the thing that has been popping up for me that feels so topical and so relevant to bring forward in the Winner's Circle conversation, like this truly is such a major separator, and why some people win and why some people never discover that winning champion side of them. And it is how important your internal dialogue, your internal conversation is. But stay with me, because I know you've heard that a million times. I'm talking about the way you speak to yourself during the workout, not just in general, though that's obviously important too, and I'm sure that will be a topic for a different podcast, but specifically when you're in the trenches, when you are in the mud, when you are in the weeds of your workout and you are thinking, holy crap, how am I supposed to keep doing this? My body's exhausted, I'm sweating, I have sweat in my eyes, I can't even see anymore, my muscles are burning, my lungs are fatigued, what am I supposed to do? This is what you're supposed to do. You're going to gaslight the hell out of yourself. Yep. You're going to hit yourself with a gaslight. You are going to say, okay, I get it. I'm really tired right now. But instead of allowing that thought to perpetuate in your mind, because think about if you've ever been on a run and you're running and you're like, oh, my lungs are burning, my legs are getting tired, oh, my knees kind of aching. And you just think about how miserable you are the whole time. Do you think that run is going to go well? Do you think that run is going to be an enjoyable experience? No. Do you think that run's going to be easy? No. Do you think that run is going to feel like the best run you've ever done? Once again, no. That's not how it works. The best runs are the ones where you go, I don't care how my body feels. I'm going to make it through to the end anyway. It's the ones where your mind gets lost in the music that you're listening to, or the podcast, or you daydream off about some scenario and you're not even present really in your feet because you're allowing your mind to wander. What you've done in each of these scenarios is you've changed the thoughts in your head from, I'm exhausted, how am I supposed to keep going? Oh my God, I can't believe I have 10 more minutes, to something completely unrelated to that topic. And so what I'm talking about here is that feeling where you're just filling your mind with all these thoughts about how hard the workout is and how tired you are and how your body is just not on your side. I get it, because that was me this week. While I was in fight camp, for some reason, my body's been really exhausted the last 2 weeks, which is when fight camp started. I don't know if it's hormonal. I don't know if it's related to nutrition. I don't know if it's related to stress outside of training. I'm still figuring that out. If you watch the fight camp files, you've been watching me try to figure that out. But regardless, it hasn't made training easy. It has definitely added some factors of influence as to how difficult my workouts have been. So, as a result, there were moments, particularly this past Wednesday during morning sparring, where I was in the middle of sparring a girl who has a fight before me, and she's going for a title fight. So I'm helping myself get better, but I'm also helping her train. So to be honest, when it's not just me, but it's my teammate relying on me showing up too, I can't poop out. I can't stop giving her a challenge because that I'm not preparing her for her fight. Then I'm being a bad teammate for her. And of course, me, myself, I'm not growing as a person. So in the middle of our rounds, we're sparring. She's very tenacious. I always call her a little pit bull. She will like run you down. She's so good. And so during this, I was like, God damn, I'm tired. I am getting so exhausted. And I had those thoughts filling my head where I was like, I don't know if I can keep going. My eyes glanced at the clock, which is a fighter no. You never check to see how much time is left in the round because it doesn't matter. Maybe that's a topic for another podcast actually, but it doesn't matter. Just keep fighting is essentially your only goal. And so I was doing these very mentally weak habits where I was saying, oh, I'm tired. How am I supposed to make this through? Checking the clock, looking around, wondering if anybody's watching me because I'm kind of embarrassed about how I'm showing up. And then in the moment of realization where I heard the thoughts in my head, I went, you know what? No, this isn't how you win a championship. This isn't how you win a fight. You don't win a fight by thinking, God damn, I'm so tired. You win a fight by thinking, God damn, I'm the champion. And so I realized in that moment what I was doing was I was setting myself up for failure. I was tired. Oh, fucking well. Oh, darn, I'm tired. I promise everybody who's fighting is tired. So I stopped myself in the moment and I said, you know what? No. If I was in my actual fight right now and it came down to I'm going to fill myself with negative thoughts of how tired I am and lose this fight, or I can change my attitude and see if it gives me some burst of energy by chance, then I'm going to take the latter because I'm going to take my chances because I want to fucking win. I did not come here. I didn't come to the sparring session to get worse. I came to get better. I did not challenge my teammate so that she could have it all easy and then she goes fights an opponent who's had better cardio than me and I didn't prepare her properly. I didn't agree to this fight so I could show up, drive to LA, have all my family come with me, all my friends, all my coaches, and tire out. No, that's not what my goal was here. My goal was to train and to fight and to win. So I better start acting like it. Because if this is me in my fight right now, I better start practicing what it looks like to turn that mentality around. So in the moment, literally during this round, while I am actively fighting and kicking and punching and getting kicked and getting punched, I switched my thoughts. I said, you know what? I have energy to get through this round. In fact, I don't just have energy to get through this round. I have energy to win this round. Because guess what? I'm not winning this round right now, and I didn't come here to fucking lose. So I turned my energy around, I turned my thoughts around, and I said, I do have energy. I can do this. I am a winner. This is my fight. And I started essentially giving myself positive affirmations in the moment. And you know what happened? I got more energy. My body physically felt less tired. My lungs were supporting me better. All of the factors that were previously feeling like they were going against me, well, now it felt like they were going in my favor. It felt like I was able to show up better. And that happened because I chose to fill my mind in a stressful moment, a foggy moment, in an exhausted moment. I chose to fill my mind with thoughts that actually supported the outcome that I wanted, not the experience I was having. I'm going to say that again. I chose thoughts that supported the outcome that I wanted, not the experience that I was having. Because it's cliche, but mind over matter, baby. And from a quantum level, from a spiritual level, from a physical level, we can get into why that makes sense. But if you start filling your mind with the thoughts of, I have energy, I can do this, I can kick ass, your body's going to respond because your body responds to your mind. Your body responds to your mind. So I was literally manifesting in the moment that I had more energy, and then my body chose to listen to me and it had more energy. That's so important, and I need you to understand that. And another piece of this that I want to point out, and again, maybe this will be an entire episode, but I have to talk about it right now because it's so important. In that moment, I had an opportunity. I had a choice. I could say, let me turn this around, which is what I chose to do. And thank God I did because my teammate got better, I got better, everybody got better for it. I grew as a person because of it. But the other choice was I could have chosen to be a victim in that situation. I could have chosen to go, oh, poor me. I'm so tired. I think I'm going to get my period, so I'm not having a good sparring day. By the way, all thoughts that have filled my mind before and filled my mind that day. I could have continued with the thoughts of, oh, I'm just fatigued. You know what? That's my excuse for not doing my best today. I'm just so tired. Like, I could have just chosen to play victim and given into those thoughts that day. 100%. I could have validated my pain. I could have validated the suffering. I could have validated why I wasn't doing good, but all that does is protect my ego. Does that make me grow as a person? No. Does that make me a better fighter? No. Does that allow me to push myself? No. It just protects my sacred little ego that's like, I don't want to fail. I don't want to be bad. I don't want to be seen as not good enough. No. I chose in that moment not to feed my ego and protect it, but I chose the harder route, which was, bitch, get over it. Get over it. One of the quotes that changed my life, I can't believe I forget who said this. It was very, very famous. I don't know if he was a SEAL or I can't remember what his role was. I'll put him in the show notes because like this is his coined phrase. But nobody cares, work harder. That phrase has changed my life. Because I used to play in my victimhood during a tough workout. I used to be hitting the bag and I would just be going, oh, I'm so tired. Nobody understands how tired I am. Nobody understands that my body is working against me right now. Nobody understands that I didn't fuel very well last night, so I could be showing up better, but like my body just doesn't feel 100% today. Like I used to say that to myself during workout classes, like literally creating reasons as to why I wasn't a failure to people that couldn't hear my thoughts. Like I'm out here being like, well, what if somebody comes up to me and is like, KP, you looked like shit today? And I could be like, oh, well, XYZ excuse. Like I'm literally coming up with excuses as to why I wasn't showing up in the best way that I could. Instead of taking that moment of going, this isn't my standard, and turning it around, I would come up with the reasons to validate my victimhood, to validate why nobody else could possibly understand the pain and the suffering I'm in right now. Nobody else's muscles hurt like this. Like, this is just me. My body's working against me. Like, you create this narrative in your head. I used to do that all the time, which is so wild to think about because it's so disempowered. There's no power in that. There's no confidence in that. All you are doing is, again, protecting your precious little ego. But when I heard the phrase, nobody cares, work harder, it struck such a chord in me because if you're in a workout class or a boxing class or you're in a half marathon or you're in a group hike, I don't care what it is. You're in an environment where a bunch of people are all doing the same activity. They're all doing the same thing, like CrossFit too. That's a good example of gyms that are doing like wacky workouts. Everybody in that room is experiencing the same feeling. His quads are burning just as much as yours. Her shoulders feeling the same damn burn that yours are. Their lungs also exhausted. So why don't you see them giving up? Why are you trying to validate the reason that you're giving into that feeling when you could instead be fueling yourself with the reason to keep going? Nobody cares that you're in pain. Lovingly, respectfully, but also fuck you. Nobody cares. Not a single soul that is doing that same workout as you is going to come up and give you a pat on the back for trying your best. Like, we're not doing participation trophies here. Do your best. Don't just try your best. Do your best. And this is the tough love I'm talking about with the winner's circle, because I know that's going to strike some people the wrong way. But like, come on, buck up. Go do your best. If you're going to fill yourself with thoughts and excuses as to why you're not stepping up in the ways that you know you can, as to why you are literally showing up at a lower standard, just to protect your ego that doesn't want to view yourself as a failure, that doesn't want to accept the fact that you gave in to the negative thoughts today, like, I'm sorry, that's not how we do things in the winner's circle. That's not how a champion thinks. A champion doesn't give into it. A champion changes their mind. They evolve, they adapt, they grow their mindset in the moment, out of the moment. They spend all this time working on the ways they can be better, not the reasons that they're not doing the best that they could. Nobody cares, work harder. It's because nobody in that room cares that you're experiencing the same muscle burn that they are because they chose to keep going. So you better choose to keep going too, because they're giving you evidence right in front of your fucking face that it's possible to keep going. It's possible to push through this burn. You think that you're dying, your body, your mind is screaming at you to stop. My legs burn so much. My quads are in so much pain. There's no blood left in my legs. How am I supposed to keep doing these jump lunges? But the girl next to you is doing them because she told herself she would. She didn't say, oh my God, I need to stop. She said, I will keep going, God damn it. Come hell or high water, I will finish this 30-second jump squat round, whatever it is. And I say jump squats because those are my Everest. Those are my kryptonite. Those are the ones where I have to practice this mindset more than any other exercise. But again, you don't need to validate the reasons that you're not showing up as your best, because no one gives a flying fuck. No one is out here saying, I'm so proud of you for almost doing your best. You, at the end of the day, are the only person that knows how much of yourself you gave to a task. You, at the end of the day, are the only one that knows, did I give 100% here, or did I give in? Did I slack off? Did I fuck around? And now I'm finding out how disappointing that is. Because truly, when you grow, when you allow yourself to grow, to push through the discomfort, to say nobody cares, I'm going to work harder, because I want to know who I am on the other side of this challenge. It's not about I talk about the other people in the class. It's not about their opinion of you. It's not about the coach's opinion of you. It is about you meeting who you are on the other side of this challenge. That's all that matters. You need to be proud of the person you meet on the other side of that 30 seconds of jump lunges, or on the other side of those hill sprints, or on the other side of that box squat, or on the other side of that deadlift PR. You're the only person in the world that really gets to know what you put into that effort and who you became as a result. So why would you validate the reasons you're not showing up as your best when you could push through to meet your actual best? And again, that doesn't mean every workout's going to be amazing. I'm talking about the way my body's been gassed for 2 weeks and the ways that I've been truly struggling so hard through my workouts the last 2 weeks. But I'm not giving in, even on the days where I want to be a victim so badly, because it would be so much easier to be a victim in that moment. But then to have to look back and go, damn, I didn't try hard enough today. To me, that's not worth it. I don't want to get to my fight and then she beats me and I go, it's because of those couple of workouts where I decided to give in to the negativity. I decided to give in to the burning feeling. I decided to stop fighting during training, so I stopped fighting during my fight. I have no intention of looking back with an ounce of regret at my training camp. I plan on looking back and going, that's the reason I won. It's because I persisted. I did not care how I felt. I kept going. I worked harder. I became a whole new person in this process. That's why at the end of the day, the win or the loss of the fight doesn't even matter. I just want to know who Caitlin is, who Coach KP is. When it is the end of the third round of that fight, whether my hand goes up or not, I want to meet that woman that did her best during this training camp. I want to see what she learned about herself, the ways that she grew, the ways that her grit and her resiliency and her hardworking effort and discipline. I want to see that woman so badly. And that's what a winner is truly addicted to. That's what a champion is truly addicted to, is who they become in the process of this incredibly disciplined, difficult, often uncomfortable experience, because it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding. Like, you think you're protecting your ego in the moment of validating your excuses as to why you're not doing well, but really, if you want to truly boast your ego, if you truly want to experience true happiness, satisfaction, and confidence with yourself, get through the uncomfortable task and come out the other side and go, damn, I'm so proud of myself. If you truly want to feel that love for yourself, that pride for yourself, then you must do that difficult task that you wanted to give in on and not give in on it, and then go, wow, look at the way I showed up for myself. And this is so much fueled through how you speak to yourself in the moment. If you have to tell yourself that nobody in this room gives a fuck that you're struggling and you're going to keep working harder, then do it. I do that. If you need to tell yourself, I do have energy, my body does have resilience, I promise there is more in my system that I can keep giving, and it helps you get through the second wind in your workout, I do that too. Do that. Speak to yourself in a way that your body responds in the way that you want it to, not in the way that it is. That has been the main lesson today. Speak to the outcome you want, not to the experience that you're having. Speak the words that you know is going to manifest, physically in the moment manifest the version of you that gets through the workout in the way that you chose, intended to do. If you had an intention at the beginning of the workout to go crush it and halfway through you feel discouraged because your body's in pain and it's struggling and it's tired, Go back to that intention and start speaking to that. I do have the energy for this. I did intend to do my best, so I will continue to do my best. My body can do this. My mind can do this. This doesn't last forever. Pain is temporary, and on the other side of it is a version of me that I cannot wait to meet. Tell yourself whatever it is that you gotta tell yourself, and make it freaking count. Because the words you fill your mind with are the actions you're going to take, is the outcomes you're going to experience. If you want to be a winner, learn to speak like one. If you want to be a champion, learn to think like one. If you speak like one and you think like one, you're going to act like one, and your life is going to reflect it. That's some tough love from Coach KP this week. I told you the winner's circle isn't going to be kind, but it's going to tell you exactly what you needed to hear. This is exactly how I am getting through Fight Camp. Again, check out the Fight Camp files here on YouTube. If that's where you're watching this, on Spotify, just go to my YouTube at Fit by KP. You can keep up with the Fight Camp files too. It is all the behind the scenes of what I'm doing to get through the workouts, to fuel myself, to recover, to regulate my nervous system around a very intimidating, daunting task. And I could use everybody's support in this process. If you loved this episode, please share it with your audience. Save this episode, give it 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening on. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, go ahead and follow. I cannot wait to keep bringing you guys winner circle segments every single Thursday. We're getting pretty tough up in here, but it is in the most loving way. I will see you guys for the next episode of The Reformed Athlete. Thank you so much for listening.